Hello Sagittarius, my name is Ray. Welcome to Ray's Tarot. This will be an alternate reading for July 2021, specifically about your career and finances because your general reading this month is about relationships. Today I will be using the Gilded Tarot deck by Ciro Marchetti. If you would like to buy this deck for yourself, I will put a link to their website in the description below. Please remember that time is fluid, and if this message does not resonate, be sure to check out my readings for your Moon, Rising, and Venus sign. Now let's get right into your reading. What does Sagittarius need to know about their career and finances in July? What does Sagittarius need to know about their career and finances in July 2021? What does Sagittarius need to know about their career and finances in July 2021? In your present situation, you have the Four of Swords, so I definitely feel like right now you need to just breathe. For those of you who are unemployed, you've been looking for a job for a long time, and I feel like nothing's come through for you. No interviews, or if you do manage to get an interview, you still get rejected for the position anyway. And I feel like you're tired. You're very, very tired. And you're also very stressed. There's a lot of anxiety cards in this spread. Some of you are just coming back to work from recently taking a break. I feel like your mental health is very affected at this job. If this is a current position, the work might be harder than you expected it to be, or you might be prone to overworking, or you might have a very high stress job. You might be an essential worker. You might have been working overtime. With that Five of Swords in your crowning thoughts, I definitely feel like some of you are just thinking of quitting because you're mentally exhausted. You have the Eight of Cups in your crossing. This is known as the abandonment card. So for some of you, you could have already quit, or you might have recently been fired, but there was definitely an ending here. This could also be about your education. You might have recently dropped out or even graduated, and you're not sure what comes next. Some of you may be worried about being on academic probation. You have the Six of Swords at your base, so I feel like you're definitely doing a lot of healing right now, especially with that Four of Swords in your present situation. You know you need to take a break. You're going through a huge transition in your life, and I definitely see a connection with all of these stress cards as well, especially the Moon and Death. This card is about moving on. This card is about moving forward. This card is about letting go. Some of you could also be traveling. Maybe moving back home if you're graduating, for example, or if you're leaving school, moving back in with your parents so you can kind of root yourself, get back to the ground, start from square one, returning to home base. You have the Hierophant in your past. You could be dealing with a Taurus. We do have Taurus present twice in this reading with the Hierophant and the Queen of Pentacles. But overall, the Hierophant is about commitment. It's a card that signals large corporations, government organizations, institutions such as hospitals, schools. So I definitely feel like, again, with all these ending cards and all these transition cards surrounding this Hierophant card, some of you have been entering a new stage of your life, whether that be with your education or with your career or with your finances in general. But the Hierophant card is also about teaching and learning. So I feel like, again, with that Six of Swords at your base, this is a huge transition period for you. and you're going through an awakening. You need this resting period with this Four of Swords in order to figure out what you really want, who you really are, where you're really supposed to go. You're learning life lessons, and they're scary, but they help you become a better person. You have the Five of Swords in your crowning thoughts. I definitely feel like this is your energy. This is normally seen as a deceptive energy, but with it being your perception and how you're thinking and feeling right now, and surrounded by, the context of the other cards, I definitely feel like this is just you wanting to quit, wanting to drop out, wanting to leave. You hate everything about what you're doing right now. You hate your major, you hate your field, you hate your job, you hate the people you work with, you hate your boss, you hate your coworkers, like everything that you're going through right now, you just hate it. You hate it, hate it, hate it. You might also be being treated very unfairly at work, so part of the reason why you want to quit is because you might be being overworked, you might be being underpaid. Your boss or your coworkers might be rude or inappropriate to you. So this could be a double deceptiveness, like your environment is making you negative about this situation, which is completely understandable if that's the case. In your immediate future, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I'm seeing this as your energy, but it could be somebody else. If this represents somebody else, this could be somebody you admire, but I'm kind of seeing it in a similar way. So this is what you want to be. All the qualities that this person has, you might be a little jealous of them if this is somebody that you work with, but in general, you want to be this Queen of Pentacles, right? You want to go into a major that fulfills you. You want to be able to find a job. You want to be able to enjoy your job. You want to climb the corporate ladder. You want that promotion. You want that raise. You want to be paid. You want the recognition. You want to enjoy your environment, but you just don't. You want this stability. You want to be able to hold this pentacle, but you just don't have it right now. In your hopes and fears, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is pretty straightforward. You want a new beginning. You want a better education. You want a new job. You want a better job. You want stability. You want your finances to increase. You want security. You want a better foundation. Again, see how this Queen of Pentacles is holding this pentacle? This is what you want. This is who you want to be. With death in your outcome, I feel like this situation is going to get ugly before it gets pretty. So this situation could be extending into August for you. But I definitely feel like with these three cards here, Eight of Swords, the Moon, and Death, there's more work to be done before you can have this. In your environmental factors, you have the Eight of Swords. This is an anxiety card. But the advice that comes with this card is to remain calm and strong. And I'm seeing a connection between this card and the Four of Swords. You need to rest right now. You need to breathe. You should also try looking at the situation differently, okay? If this is about your education, take a couple of electives, explore a little bit, explore your options. Maybe you'll find a different major in an area that you never thought you would have gone towards, but you actually really enjoyed it. Same thing with jobs. If you've been, really picky with your options, try to expand your search a little bit. Try going for something that might not be ideal, but will be in the same realm of where you want to be in your field. But you feel stuck here. You feel like there's no way out. You feel trapped. And that's why this break is so needed. Because once you get into this meditative Four of Swords headspace, you'll be able to think clearly again. You can't make a proper decision if your mind is running a mile a minute. You need to be patient with yourself. You need to be gentle with yourself. In your strengths and weaknesses, you have the Moon. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces. Some of you could also be getting your period soon. If you are female, that's just a side message. The moon card usually tends to pop up at personal readings I give for myself when my time is up, you know what I mean? But overall, the moon card is another stress and anxiety card. It's also another deception card. And I feel like where this deception is coming from is this Eight of Swords. So you are so anxious about the situation that you can't think straight. You can't see clearly. You don't know where to turn, you don't know where to look, you don't know where to go. You feel stuck. But the moon is about illusions, okay? So yes, you might not know where this path is taking you. You might not feel like you have any options right now. But everything is temporary, okay? You need to confront this anxiety because it might be holding you back, and you probably aren't even aware of it. You might be subconsciously limiting your own options. That's why this Four of Swords is so important, because you can't confront this anxiety unless you can relax. You have the Death card in your outcome. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. You could also be a Scorpio, Sagittarius, cusper. But the Death card is about change. And I know change is scary, especially when it's an unexpected or unwanted change. But with the Six of Swords at your base, I'm seeing this as a positive change. I'm seeing this as a rebirth. Especially with that Hierophant in your past. I feel like there's more energy of life lessons in this card as well. If you want your environment to change, you have to change your mindset with that Four of Swords. So you are also going through a change. You are changing. You are growing. You are maturing. You are becoming a new person. You are seeking a new path. You are creating a new education. You are seeking a different job. Can you clarify the Eight of Cups for me, please? Can you clarify the Eight of Cups for me, please? Can you clarify the Eight of Cups for me, please? Can you clarify the Five of Swords for me, please? Can you clarify the Five of Swords for me, please? Can you clarify the Eight of Swords for me, please? Can you clarify the Eight of Swords? Can you clarify the Moon for me, please? Can you clarify the Moon? Okay, two cards popped out, but I'm only going to take the one on top. That card will come out again if it needs to. Can you clarify Death for me, please? Can you clarify Death for me, please? Clarifying the Eight of Cups in your crossing is the Queen of Swords. Some of you could be dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Some of you could also be a Sagittarius, Capricorn, cusper with that Queen of Pentacles. So there are two queens here, so there could possibly be somebody else involved in this situation. If this reading is referring to your present career, I feel like there are people around you, your boss or your other co-workers, or if you're the boss, some of your employees, who are not pulling their weight, who are not respecting you. Don't tolerate such negative treatment, okay? You deserve to be in a safe and healthy work environment where you can express yourself properly. If you are the leader in this situation, you definitely need to have a talk with this person who is acting inappropriately. Okay, don't be afraid to go to HR if you need help with that conversation. You might have to fire this person completely, if they choose not to respond to your feedback, of course. Clarifying the Five of Swords in your crowning thoughts is the Empress. I'm seeing this a few different ways. Again, with that Four of Swords, you need to take a time out, okay? Don't be scared to put yourself first. Don't be scared to set boundaries for yourself at work and tell your boss, no, I can't do that. Or, ask your professor for that extension. Don't be scared to admit that you need to take a break, that you need to breathe, that you need to take care of yourself. If this situation is about another person that you're dealing with at work, do not yell at this person. Do not let them make you angry. Do not let them make you upset. Do not let them provoke you. This is going to make the situation worse. You need to handle this appropriately. You need to handle this professionally, okay? You need to be nurturing, whether that be with yourself or with another person. You also feel like there's no room for growth in your current environment. You don't see this going anywhere. You don't see a future in your current position. So don't be afraid to cut the cord, okay? But do it politely and professionally, of course. But don't be afraid to nurture your goals, to nurture your dreams. To let yourself grow with this death card and be reborn, even though it's scary. Because the mindset that you are currently in pertaining to your current education or your current position is just unhealthy. And you don't deserve to feel like that. Clarifying the Eight of Swords in your environmental factors is the Nine of Pentacles. You're very worried about money right now. You're very worried about your home. You might be worrying about whether or not you're going to be able to pay your rent. You don't feel financially independent because you don't feel that your finances are in a stable place. I'm seeing a connection between the Nine of Pentacles and this Queen of Pentacles. This is what you want to be, this financially independent woman, but you just can't get there yet. You can't reach that yet. That's not how you feel right now. Clarifying the Moon in your strengths and weaknesses is the Magician. I'm seeing the Moon as your weakness and the Magician as your strength. You're letting your anxiety hold you back, but the Magician is a card about action and initiative. It's a manifestation card. The Magician is there to inform you that you have all the tools that you need to be able to succeed. But because you're stuck in this Eight of Swords energy, you can't see your potential. Clarifying death in your outcome is the Ace of Cups. So we have an ending followed by a new beginning. And because this change is so overwhelming, you can't see the results yet, because this death card is currently covering this Ace of Cups, okay? It's blocking it. So you're not going to be able to see this reward for a while, but this change, like I said before, it's more like a rebirth. It's the beginning of a new cycle. It's going to pay off. There is a new opportunity coming your way, but you have to go through this change first. You have to go through the hard times. Okay, Sagittarius, I feel like your message has been received. Comment down below if this reading resonates with you and let me know what your situation is about. I do read the comments and will be liking and responding. Don't forget to like this video and click that subscribe button. That helps me a lot. You can now also follow me on Facebook, where I will be posting announcements about new tarot readings. The link to my page is in the description below. Either way, I will see you here again at Ray's Tarot. See you later.